Yo, man, it's not, yo, the fucker, man. Not, man. Marvel, man, get it straight, man. Yo, fuck you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to get your shit for real, man, for real. Yeah. Yo, man, remember that girl up in the front row? For real, for real.
Hello, people. How's it going? Welcome in. We are finally back. With a little stroking together with TipsyRoss. I hope everybody's having a happy hump day. Today I thought maybe we would work on a beautiful snowman. I found this cute little guy, all alone out there in the cold, desolate land of the internet. And I thought that perhaps we could put a smile on his face, maybe give him a nice long, hard carrot, and just decorate him up a little bit. He's looking a little barren, a little abandoned. And I thought maybe we could give him some love. Let's see, I'm gonna just, it's been a while since I've worked on this program. We haven't done Stroking Together with TipsyRoss for a few months now. So I'm just gonna grab a brush here. I'm gonna bring the thickness down a little bit. You don't always need to be as thick as you need to be. Okay, now I'm kinda creeped out. Hello, Alan. Welcome in. That's right. You've never seen the Stroking Together with TipsyRoss segment. I think his carrot has a bit of a bend in it. Ooh, I like the way you think. So I'm gonna go ahead and then maybe I need to bring the thickness up a little bit. He's got a bend in his carrot. It's probably pretty long, right? Thick. There we are. Let's be deluxe. How are you? Welcome in. Let's zoom in on this guy a little bit. Let's really get in there. There we go. Alright. Let's just see how thick this is. Oh, yeah. That's a good thickness right in there. Let's go ahead and just start with his nose. There we go. And we'll just go ahead and give it some length here. starting to like peek out a little bit. Maybe like that. And then you want like a nice healthy bend like this. Is that what you're thinking there, Dark Side? A nice healthy crooked bend in the road. It's okay if you have a bend in the road. Some of us in life have a bend in the road. Sometimes we can fix it, sometimes we can't. Oh, what a cute dirty snowman, right? He's a dirty, dirty snowman.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big bend. I want to make sure that people know that he has a bend. We don't need it to be a surprise. You know, he wears it proudly. I'm gonna take a little bit of brown. Just make it nice and thin. Ooh, how thin can I go? That's pretty thin. We're just gonna put a few little. Just try to give it some a little bit of depth here. Just a few little marks. You know, where the dirt has gotten into the cracks. Sometimes we get dirt in our cracks. Oh yeah, I think he has a healthy little nose there. I'm liking the way that looks. Dirty Cracks is my nickname. I'm glad that you're proud enough to talk about it here in public, on the internet where things last forever. Kind of like my love for Snowman. Yeah, I'm liking the way that looks. Okay. At least we give him some eyeballs. What do we think this snowman's eyes look like? Is he a one-eyed snowman? Does he have 2 eyes, 3 eyes, 4 eyes? Really, he could have as many eyes as we would like. He could have 2 noses. He could get crazy. I mean, sometimes people like 2 long bent noses at the same time. Pirate Patch on at least one of those eyes. I can Pirate Patch it up. You want to see a Pirate Patch? We'll get a Pirate Patch going here. See how dark this gray is. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more. A little bit darker. I don't want to go complete black. It doesn't really have that much depth to it. Let's put the eye patch on this side. I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's nice. How were the levels and everything with music? This is my first time doing this segment with a new mixer. And I want to make sure that the levels that I set before the stream are good. Let me know if the music is too loud or too soft. It's fine. That's what I like to hear, because that makes me sound like I know what I'm doing. And don't worry, it's okay if you don't always know what you're doing. Some people like being with novices. Some people like being with experts. I like to ride right in between those two things. Now I'm going to take a little bit of liberty here, and I'm going to say, instead of having skull and crossbones on his eye patch, he's going to have a snowflake instead of, just to keep him kind of in the festive spirit. See, I can probably go thinner than that. This is as thin as I can go. And we'll just kind of this will be his snowflake. He's a little snowflake on his eye patch. Perfect. Wonderful. Does he have another eye? Did his eye fall off? Is it ridiculously big? Sometimes people have parts of their bodies that are ridiculously big. You think he has a glass eye? Let's see what I can do about that. Zoom in. His good eye is the one under the patch. That's true, not all snowmen know how eye patches work. Sometimes they need a little instruction. I wonder if actually I might keep the same color I have right now. I might just thicken it up. Just make it nice and round. The person who built this sacrificed their one glass eye for this snowman so he could see. That was his miracle of Christmas. Wait. Yes. It is a cat's... Is it a cat's eye marble? I'm not sure if I know the reference of cat's eye marble. Perhaps it's something I can look up right now. Cat's eye marble. Let me get a reference here. Oh, it's the one with the swirly things inside. Right? Very common ones. Is it that, or is it someone who sacrificed their human eye? Oh my gosh, Nutty TV. How are you? Welcome in. Alright, let me see if I can get this cat's eye one. I'll grab some red. Nutty TV, you have tuned into Stroking Together with TipsyRoss. This is a segment that we used to do a few months ago that's been on hiatus for a little bit. But now it is back. Let's see, what if I do something like this? Tonight we're working on a snowman. Do you have any recommendations for what should show up on a snowman? Feel free to share them in the chat. So I'll go for like this blue. I'm gonna kind of get in here like this. Okay. This yellow could work. How's that for your cat's eye marble? Wow, Nutty TV just went deep. How does that look? It's good for you. It's good for me. We got a little cat's eye marble in there for his eyeball. His good eyes under the eye patch. I like the reference to cat's eye. One's a good reference. Ooh, a nice ugly sweater vest. That I like. What are we thinking is on the ugly sweater? What kind of a pattern do we want here? Nutty, what does his mouth look like? A cozy fire. I like it. Go for like a base red color. Well, there's red in the fire. Perhaps I should use green so that the fire stands out a little bit more. I'll have a green sweater vest. We should give him a fat chin that says ho. Give him a fat chain that says ho. God, that way we can get a nutty suggestion of a nice big chain. I like the way you're thinking. Here we go. Zoom out a little bit more so I can see just his face a little bit. Probably end up putting like white trim around this little vest that he has. So I'm just gonna go for like base shape. I'll have like a little. This is a vest that somebody custom made for the Snowman. So it's actually gonna fit him pretty well. Sort of poke, thank you for the auto host, I appreciate it. There we go. This was made with love for this little guy. They actually had to build the Snowman to his dimensions since the sweater was actually made earlier in the year. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and just fill this in. There we go. In fact, if I blot it a little bit, kind of gives it the texture of like being made out of a sweater material. Well, I wanted to go with green because if there's going to be a fire on it, there'll be red in the fire, and then the red wouldn't show up as well. Red on red is a little hard. There's nothing wrong with being hard. I figured this would be a little bit, just a little bit easier to distinguish between cheer on the fire. Hard. I like it. A lot of people do. There we go. It's got like a sweater feel to it. And now I'm just going to put just a little bit of white trim around this little top area. It's got a little collar. And I'll put it around the arms. He's looking pretty snazzy. I do say so myself. Speedboat. Hello. Hi. Hello. You don't have to spam the chat. I saw you. I have seen all these. If you keep that up, you will get banned. Just so you know. You can hang out and be cool, or it's okay. You're not going to be cool, and I can do timeouts, or I can just ban altogether. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're excited. We're working on a little snowman here. I'm just going to knock it down to 1 high. There we go. That works out just fine. Oh, don't worry about it. Just hang out and chat, and you'll level up all on your own. Let's contribute to the conversation. There's no level minimum to be hanging out in this channel, so you don't have to worry about hitting a certain level. Everything's fine. Yeah. Leveling up has never really meant that much to me anyway. There we go. Thank you. It's in the beginning processes. We're just adding some things to this little snowman we found. He's just getting a little bit of love tonight. Feel free to hang out and make suggestions. If you have any suggestions for it. What color should the buttons be? Maybe just classic, like, black buttons should work. Gold rings on his hands. You really want to urbanize this little snowman, don't you? Just give him like little black buttons like this. Maybe someone left the urban feel. What about how about we give him we'll go with like a gold thread. I'm gonna go really light on this. I'm gonna zoom in. How thin can I make it? There we go. This is as thin as I can get. So I'm just gonna make those little indicate that these are crossed over with like that. You know how you take that yarn and you just kind of tie it together? That's what that's gonna indicate. It's being held on by the string that wraps around the buttons. There we go. This should work out just fine. There we go. Gets the job done. Yeah. Little house-made sweater, and I'm going to put the fire. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm going to put the fire right over here. So for the base of the fire, we're going to need some nice hard wood. Nice hard, long, dry wood. You can't get that far with wet wood. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put another log here. Hardwood is essential. Definitely is. Definitely want to keep it hard and dry. And then I want to grab a darker brown. Am I still on the lowest setting? I'm not. I'm going to go lower. Going to get the wood started into the center. I actually want to go lighter for the wood at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish up these logs here. And I think I'm actually going to lighten up the ends. I'm just going to crank this up a bit to about there. Pop just a little bit more. There we go. And now we'll get started on the fire here. Just gonna put orange here at the base. Is to like make this look like it was sweater, so you just kind of want it etched in there in layers. This person went orange. Yellow. And they went red. Try to get the red like down in here too, maybe a little bit. I'm gonna start with the red and then I'll add in the yellow and the orange. So let's get like the base shape of the red. Nice little blots, little dots. Something like that. Your hair and your beard are seamless. Thank you, Rusty Panda. Dumpling needs to be in the background, digging through a trash can. Oh, you want Dumpleping in the background. You could totally wear this look. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, hello, Rusty Panda. How are you? How is your evening going? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Does anybody have big holiday plans? I'm doing great this fine evening, just having a leftover Chinese. Nice. Chinese food is good. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of layer in a little bit of orange here. What are we gonna put on the other side of this sweater? I think it needs dual designs. Does anybody have any visions for the other side? Here's what we have so far in our little snowman. A water puddle. Ooh. Supreme logo. I'm not sure if I know that reference. What's a Supreme logo? A clothing brand? I don't want to get in any trouble with branding. That's the last thing I need. I'm gonna put a puddle on this side. Let's start with like a... I'm gonna raise the thickness here. So we can get like a nice base shape for this puddle. Add a little bit of light blue in here. And maybe even just a little bit of lighter blue. How's that for a puddle? No big holiday plans. My mom does come in next week. She's been sending presents from Amazon, so our tree is full. Nice. Excuse me. It needs a carrot and some cold chunks in it. Oh, like a dead snowman. Oh, something's really gotten to me. Looks like you spilled toothpaste on your sweater. Yeah, we'll just make that. This is something to remember. Past snowmen. Do like an eyeball here. I'm gonna go dark gray on these so they don't look the same color as the buttons. We'll go like charcoal gray. So they look a little bit more deliberate. And then maybe he just doesn't look so happy. Like there's the remnants of a face. And then the carrot is kind of over here. Yeah, it's kind of like that. How's that? Perfect. I mean, we all know what it is. I might want to get rid of that darkest blue. At least lighten it up a bit more so it's not as prominent. Just kind of gives it a little bit of depth, not necessarily. There you go, he's looking a little sad. I can live with that. And then we need like those classic ugly sweater, snowflakes and stuff on. Just a simple design, nothing too crazy. So we're just gonna put a couple of these throughout. Kind of matches his eye patch. Now it looks kind of like his eye patch is deliberately part of the outfit. You know? Gives a little bit of extra purpose. Maybe we'll put like a smaller one. Whoops. Put a couple of small ones in here. Maybe that one's like really small. Put another one here. And then maybe like a smaller one there. He's looking pretty good. Looking pretty snazzy. There we go. I like the way he's turning out. Just little simple star shapes here and there. He's looking pretty festive. That is a hard-looking snowman. Nutty TV is really gunning to urbanize our snowman. His mouth is in desperate need of a fake snake. I'm not sure what you're referencing. I might need some more context. Or Or does he have hair? Like a hat? I'm not going to urbanize the snowman, just in case you're wondering. He's not going to be urbanized. Like a rubber snake. Oh, I forgot about the hoe necklace. He needs a little necklace that says hoe before I get into the mouth. I don't want to forget it. How about... This will be as urban as he gets. Here we go. Here we go, and maybe it's... I'm gonna make it the base of it red. It's gonna look kind of like this. Just give it like a nice round shape here. Like the base of this red. I'm going to grab like a dark green. Just very simply might not be dark enough. Let's see a darker green. Like a forest green. There we go. Then we'll give it like little tiny, almost as small as I can get. Blinged out just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. And then we zoom out. There's this little hoe bling. There we go. I think he's looking pretty good. Alright, and then what did we want for a mouth? If you want a Burt Reynolds mustache, what is the mustache made out of? On a rubber snake. So it's like just like a green rubber snake. But what is the stash made out of? Now a Burt stash could also mean a unibrow, like Bert has from Bert and Ernie. Broom bristles, there we go. Okay, we'll say the mouth has been pressed into the snow, but not very well. So he's almost got like this grimace look. Because maybe the snow was too cold when they tried to push the snake in. They could only get parts of it in at certain points. They just were like, yeah, that's good enough. There we go. That works. And we'll give him like, it's already as small as I can go, right? Yeah. Let's give him like the smallest inkling of a tongue. Just to remind us that that's definitely a snake. Might actually take this green and just darken it up a little bit. Just give it like a little bit darker. Just to give it a little bit of depth. A little bit darker on the underside. There we go. That looks pretty good. What is this playlist? This playlist is the Spotify playlist called Chill Hop Music. Chill Hop, one word. It looks like this. I dropped my paintbrush. But yeah, Chill Hop. They have a bunch of different ones that you can choose from. Oh, and also go to mixer.com/TipsyRoo. Apparently. There we go. So yeah, I like this music. It's nice and it's chill and most importantly, royalty free. So that I rip these episodes off Mixer and I put them on YouTube. If you check out YouTube, there are past episodes of Stroking Together with TipsyRoss on there. Let's see, let's go. Broom bristles, like a darker gold. Okay, and he's got like a birch stash. They've just kind of taken these bristles and like makeshift made him a mustache out of them. It's almost like touching the mouth. You gotta get that nice thick. Nice thick stash. Like that. And I'm gonna go in with darken up just a little bit. A little bit of lighter ones. Well, maybe I'll keep it the original color. Again, this just adds a little bit of depth if you throw in a little bit of lighter ones with the darker ones. It kind of makes it pop a little bit more. How's that? Rest in peace, Bert. Your legend lives on. It lives forever in this painting. That looks pretty good. This guy's looking really, really good. I'm really liking the way he's turning out. What are we putting on top of his head? Did anybody say anything in terms of hair? Or a hat of some sort? What kind of hat are you seeing? Also, I would like to... Maybe he's holding something in one of his hands, or maybe even something different in each hand. I am not going to put a do-rag on his head. I do have limits as to what I will do. I appreciate the enthusiasm and the persistence, but I'm not going to put a do-rag on his head. I am not going to urbanize the snowman. The hoe necklace is as far as I'm gonna go. That was the nod to urbanizing the snowman. Oh, wow. Okay, Abraham Lincoln hat with a cuckoo popping out of the middle of it. I will probably butcher this completely. But let's give this a shot. I'm going to darken this up just a little bit. Again, I'm not going to go completely jet black on it. Okay, so let's just start by trying to make like brim. Let's just try to like outline the hat a little bit here. This is just going to be the brim. See how much space I have here. I'm trying to decide if I want to go like it fits his head or it's too small for his head. And I'm thinking I gotta have more height for the top hat if it were too small for his head. But I can't go so small that you can't make out the bird. So let's say like that's my height. That'll be like the max height I want to go. I want to keep some negative space above the hat so it looks balanced. There we go. Let's just go with this. This will work out just fine. There we go. Yeah, I think that works out. And then before I fill this in, I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. That way I can see where the top of the hat connects with the brim of the hat. It's still going to be mostly this lighter gray color. Just enough hint of it around the edges. I'm going to go ahead and thicken this up a little bit so I can cover more ground. Got a little bit too close there. Just kind of want to keep these lines intact a little bit like that. The ones up here towards the top, I'm going to go ahead and just cover them up a little bit more, those edges. Oops, got a little bit overzealous. There we go. We're just going to clean it up like that. I'm going to back up and take a look at it. Oh, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and, now the band around the hat. What color is let's put a little band around it. What color is this band? Is it blue? Is it green? Is it red? Something a little festive. Festive maybe. Green. I'm going to keep in the spirit of the season and make it more of a forest green. Also, if I make it a darker green, it'll kind of contrast against the lighter gray a little bit more. See how this looks from afar. I need to go a little bit darker. There we go. Maybe red. Let's see how this looks. Doesn't look too bad. It's a nice little hint without being distracting to the eye. I don't mind that at all. And then in the center, I'm going to put a little bird. So make a little hole for the bird. I'm going to make it so the bird in the last few days has built a little nest. There we go. Let's make it like it's made it a little home. The last suggestion, an Alphys's hand being choked out. Wow, that is very graphic. I'll consider it. Let's make a little bird. Make him a nice, like, brighter yellow color so he stands out a little bit more. You're always thinking a candy cane, right? Something a little festive. I'm gonna give him that, and then maybe it's not a cuckoo bird, but it's definitely a bird chilling in the middle of his hat. How's that for just like a little bird just chilling there? I think his nest needs to be a little bit more filled out a little bit more. I think he's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good. Perfect. Now I will put... I do like the idea of him holding a candy cane. This hand looks a little bit more triumphant, so maybe he's kind of holding up the candy cane. See if I make it just a little bit. I might have to go bright white just because there's so much white behind it. I might have to go bright white just to contrast the snow behind. A wreath as a hula skirt. Or is that too much around the waist? We can take a look. You can take a look at that. Actually, I'm going to face it outwards. I'm just going to face the hook inwards. But then maybe just start with just making the length of the candy cane. I think that feels pretty good. Don't want to be too long, but you also don't want to be too short.
Oh, yeah.
Make it like a nice, like, thick candy cane. That might be too thick. You've gone too thick on that. There, just double up. I'm not going to triple up. Sometimes 2 is enough. Sometimes you think maybe I could use a third, but that's not always the case. Not everyone can always handle the third. Here we go, too thick. Isn't that right, Ryan? It's a shame he's not here to see it. I think the red is really going to help this pop. Especially if I start the red around the edges. So you can see the top and the bottom pretty clearly. Oh, yes he is. Isn't that right, Ryan? Oh, that's right, I just saw that you commented earlier. I think I need to How are you tonight, sir? How is your Wednesday? We're just... That's where it gets tricky. I don't really know how... I'm assuming it would go wrap around and then up like this. And then up like this. It's been a while since I've looked at a candy cane. There's this candy cane. The red really helps you see it because it's still a little bit too... It's hard to see. I think it works. The red outlining kind of helps you see it. Everyone can kind of put it together with their brain. What he's talking about. And then you wanted like a wreath around his waist? Like a skirt? Let's see. It's his pimp cane for calling all his hoes. That is important. Let's see if I kind of outline all three of them. Hello, Leech. How are you? Welcome in. See if I just kind of I imagine the wreath would kind of hang low. It doesn't fit perfectly to his waist. It's just kind of got this, like this kind of a look. Right? And then maybe starts to circle around at this point. Hello, hello. Happy hump day. I think this looks pretty good. Right? Love it. Good. And then I might put some balls in there. You can never have too many balls. If you have the choice in life, balls or no balls, safe bet is probably balls. Do it. That way it's just a little bit more clear. Yeah, it's definitely pro.
Balls.
That's for sure. I'm gonna put just a little bit of light green in here. Again, just to create a little bit of depth. And I'm also gonna take this red. I might darken up just a little bit. And put those little holly berries that you find. Let's put some of those throughout this. That's looking pretty good. Okay. And then we'll do like blue and silver balls. Sometimes people have blue balls. Isn't that right, Riot? Put like an ornament there. Put a blue one there. I'll put a blue one there. Now I'll give them balls. How's he looking? You want some pine cones? Yes, we are still taking requests. I technically have about... I'll probably work on this guy for another half an hour. So I will take a half an hour of requests. I'm trying to keep these painting segments between an hour and a half and 2 hours each. I mean, if we get a lot of requests, I can go for another hour, but I would like to fill in at least the next 30 minutes. I'm gonna just add a little detail to these buttons. Make them look a little bit more like buttons. Here we go. Needs some mistletoe in there somewhere. Okay, so first thing I need is pine cones on the middle of his wreath. So you want like, I've got an idea. I'm gonna do the outline of a few pine cones here. We'll put a big one here. This is gonna be a big... Okay, so this is gonna be like the big pine cone. Okay, is that where that one's gonna be? And then, just to throw off people who weren't here, there'll be a couple of smaller ones, like along the sides. Okay, but that's clearly the biggest one. And then I'm going to go through with this brown. Just go a little bit darker on it. Here we go. We'll go smaller. Oops, that's what I wanted. How's that? We all know what it is. And then a mistletoe. Where would you like this mistletoe? I'm just going to look up the reference of what a mistletoe looks like. I know it's like a fauna. I just don't know what it... I need a visual reference. Okay. Okay. Mistletoe is white with some berries and dark green leaves. White small berries. The one I'm looking at right now has red berries. Wrong. False. I'm looking at pictures of mistletoe, Google image search. It has mistletoe and then a camel toe. And then a mistletoe, 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 mistletoe. In case you guys were wondering what I'm looking at, this is very much a camel toe. So do not Google image search mistletoe, or you will get camel toe Christmas cards. Okay, so green leaves with white berries, and then I need like a Christmas bow or something. Are you still here, Leech? Look at how good he's looking. Where do you see this mistletoe? Here's the wide picture, so you can get an idea of what I'm working with. Do you see it anywhere? Right hand. He's just straight up holding it. He's a sneaky devil. Okay, he's just holding it. Okay. I'm going to put in... Okay, so I'm just going to start with like just like a basic shape. Me hanging off his finger. I'm gonna go in with a darker green and a thinner brush. Okay, and then white berries. I'll make them a little bit thicker. And then I'll give it like a nice like red bow. Right here. Go like that. About something like that. How's that look? And then maybe a guest creeping in for a smooch on the side while Mr. Snowman is oblivious. Okay, let me try to visualize this for a second. Okay. I think I've got an idea. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is a tall order. Okay, here we go. It's gonna get like just like a basic shape here. Let's see. I kind of... trying to visualize it. Here we go. This is my idea. See if you like it or not when I'm done. Let's go a little bit thicker on those. Be a puffy jacket. Put that spot on top. Okay. And then go like, no, that's not the color I want. And I told you to stop making creepy friends and bringing them home. Right? Anna never learns. Just gonna go for like a basic shape. I like that. Let's see here. Okay. Not sure if I like that shape. Let's see here. I think that's as much detail as I'm going to put into her. She has like light blue pants. That's a little bit too neon. Be more of that color. Hold on. Hold on. These are her little snow pants. I'm gonna go ahead and thicken that up so I can fill it in a little bit easier. There we go. Just kind of coming in from the side. how I'm feeling about that. Maybe I'll undo some of this stuff. I might try to make it more of like a... Let me revisualize the legs. Let's see. I like the idea of her kind of standing here. Maybe the legs were just too thick. Not sure. And we'll go pink. Pink snow boots. I've got an idea. Let's see if I can. It's a little bit darker. Here we go. We'll get in there and give her like a little separation of legs. Not sure. I don't like the feet. Not the worst in the world, but it's also not my favorite thing either. It works. I get in there a little bit more and kind of separate them up a little bit. I like this. Maybe be darker though. No. Maybe white. Maybe something like that. I think that can work. And then there you go. How's that? Does that work? Gorgeous. Thanks. Feeling pretty good about that. Turned out better than I thought it would. One thing I really enjoy about doing this segment is it just forces me to not only take suggestions from other people, but to commit to ideas. Even if it means I'm figuring it out as I go along. Like, this is something I probably would not have added on my own, just out of sheer difficulty level of doing something like this. But having to yes and the suggestion makes it all the more challenging. She needed a pocket. Do we see anything else on this painting? I'll line it up so you can see it a little bit more. How's that? Looking good? I feel like there's a negative space on the right side and I want to put something there. Some wooded creatures. What about like a cardinal? That'd be a nice challenge. I need a reference point. Okay, I'll put a cardinal on the bottom right because it does need something on this side right here. So I'll put a cardinal there. Oh yeah, cardinals are very pretty. We saw them every once in a while growing up. I definitely see them more now. Start with just like a nice bright red. Just to get the shapes down. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill them in with this color. I'll lighten things up later. And darken things up too. Needs the black mask. His beak needs to be kind of like a reddish orange. There's his basic shape. And then his legs are actually, let's see if I could go like a really pale orange. Like that color. We can get his legs in here too. I want his legs to kind of I'm going to end up covering them up at the base. I'm going to do that. I just want to make sure that this part is kind of covered up a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go in. Oops. And I'm going to take this red, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. With some lighter red. It's a little bit too white. I wonder if I can get like an orangish red. A little bit of orange in there, I feel like. See if I slide it over here. Yeah, maybe like that kind of a color. It's not light enough. Maybe that color? That's too orange. Just gotta find that happy medium. It's gonna be a little bit more on the red side. I'm not seeing too much of a difference. Maybe that? Kind of that. I can roll with this. Just to kind of give it a slight change between his wings and his head. It's very subtle. I'm going to take just a little bit of black and I'm going to lighten it up. I'm going to make these like bolder wing colors in here. Like this. I'll put like a little bit in his tail. And what I really need is like this mask color up here. And I'm going to go back over it with red later to kind of take some of those accents out. He kind of has this shape going on, and then it just kind of goes down into like a, almost into like a beard. And then what I want is like a really black eye, like right here. Kind of blends into the mask. And then I'm going to grab this orange color and darken that up a little bit. And go in and get his beak. So it looks kind of like that. And I'll grab this red again. Just kind of like brush it through. I think I want a little bit more of this. This color in here. It's not a lot. Just kind of gives a little bit more depth. He's not looking too bad. He might need, let's see if I could do like a, grayish red. I can find the right tint. If this would be the right tint or not. It kind of is. There we go. Let me put a little bit on his tail too. It's close enough that he looks like he's got a little bit more depth to him. There's a little bird to take over. And maybe somebody recently threw... The lady ones are ugly though. They are. The males definitely get all the color. The lady ones are like brown. They're not nearly as pretty as the males. It's very small, but maybe somebody threw like a handful of seeds down there, and that's why he's checking out the area. Throw a couple of brown seeds in there too, just to make it stand out a little bit more. There we go. All right, how do we feel about our snowman? Yeah, but the lady ones get to choose, so none get dolled up for hours in the bathroom. Wow. Yeah. They just get through. Have you seen those videos of what is it, Planet Earth, where that bird sprays, postures out his neck like a cockatoo and dances around and does this crazy mating dance ritual, and then she says no afterwards. She's like, no, that's not this season, buddy. You're not getting any action. Well, I, for one, think that our snowman is looking pretty darn good. Thank you for the host, Leech. I appreciate it. I think we're looking pretty good. I can't think of anything else I'd want to add to it. I think it's looking pretty nice. I think we did a good job. Thank you, everybody who stopped in and checked it out and made suggestions and supported what we were doing here. I think the snowman is looking way better than he was before. He started off as a blank canvas, and we just festived him up right away. So he's looking good. This is a segment I plan on picking up on Wednesday nights. If you like this segment, I usually paint over all kinds of pictures that I find on the internet, and we just add things that we think should be also in this picture. Like I said, there are past episodes of the show on the YouTube channel if you want to check out those. Hey, I get dolled up for y'all's benefit. Are you also a bird, Leech? A little recap for those who missed the beginning, right? Yeah. A little recap. Let's see, what do you mean by a little recap? How did you know? You're also a bird. How would you like me to recap it? Just zoom in and see what's there? Sure, you can zoom in and see. For those of you who came in late, let me move this out of the way. I don't want to accidentally bump it. Get that out of the way too. So we started off with nothing. First thing we added to the snowman was this nice long crooked nose. Yeah. Person in pink. So the first thing we added, was that carrot. And then we added the eye patch. We decided instead of a skull and crossbones, they were going to have a snowflake on it. Be a little bit more festive. And that the other eye was going to be a cat eye marble. So that's those glass marbles that have the colors running through them. So we did that. And then I believe after that we added the sweater. This is by Alan's suggestion, was a nice festive holiday sweater with he wanted a fire on it. So he put this little fire here. And then Darkside said, how about like a little melted snowman guy on the other side? So that's our melted snowman. And then I added in these details of the buttons and things like that, and the edges and the snowflakes on the vest. And then here is our blinged out hoe necklace, because we were getting a lot of suggestions to urbanize him by giving him blunts and glocks and a do-rag and stuff. And to wrap all of those suggestions into one, I decided to go with a hoe necklace. And then we added this is a rubber snake for the mouth that the family has. They put a little rubber snake for the mouth. This broom bristled mustache in Burt Reynolds was the motivation for that. And then we added this top hat up here. This is harder to navigate around than I expected. We added this top hat with a bird busting through the middle. It's made a nice little winter home for itself. And then we add this candy cane over here that he's holding. And then we have a mistletoe over here in his other hand. And he has this little hula skirt wreath with pine cones and ornaments and holly berries in it. And then we also have the person over here who's leaning in for a kiss, where the snowman isn't. He's not looking, he's looking the other way. And also his good eye is covered by the eye patch, so he wouldn't be able to see it anyway. So there's our little person. And then over here we added a little cardinal. He's popping in, he's got some food on the ground. And he's just checking out the scene. So there they are. There's our festive painting. Oh yeah, you got that nice one big pine cone. Yeah, this might be one of my favorite ones that we've done so far. In terms of next week, I'm kind of playing it by ear. I'm definitely doing Sunday, Funday, Monday on Monday. I would like to do the Tuesday one if I can find somebody who wants to play with me. I could do Stroking Together with TipsyRoss on Christmas night. Maybe we could take like a Santa Claus photo and add some things to Santa Claus for the season. I just felt like this snowman was pretty fitting. And yeah, those should be the streams for next week as well. There might be some gaming streams thrown in here and there throughout, but those will just be kind of like follow Twitter and Discord to see when those pop up. Tuesday, do what with you? Monday is the crossword. Tuesday is a new segment that we're doing called Tuesday, where we play a game on stream. It's a game from the Switch online library. So if you have a Switch and you have their subscription for the year, you have a library of free games you can play that are old NES and SNES games. And you can play those games two-player over the internet. So last night we played River City Ransom and Wrecking Crew, and Darkside and I went through and played a few of those games online. And I just piped in his audio through the Discord. So we were just playing those games and hanging out. So if you missed the stream last night, it was actually turned out really good. It actually has a lot of views already. It's already up to, I think, almost 30 post-stream views. Which is really high. So it's actually doing really well, Darkside. Maybe this is the thing that keeps on going. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if you have a Switch and you want to join for a week, let me know. In the meantime, I'm just going to have Darkside keep filling in until other people start dropping in and saying they want to do it. I think Darkside's going to be my regular for it. Because the banter back and forth, if you go back and you watch the episode, it's really good. Like, I know you prefer to use push to talk for your microphone, but the side comments are so good that it made for a really fun episode. So you can check out the VOD from yesterday. I plan on doing it again next week if I can find somebody, and or if Darkside is available to do it again. But yeah, next week we'll be kind of playing it by ear just because of the holidays. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are Tuesday and Wednesday. Won't be me, unfortunately. My brother's birthday. Your brother's birthday is Christmas Eve? Wow. Well, my mom's is New Year's Eve. That was always kind of interesting. But I don't know, maybe I'll just play some regular Mario next week and continue try to get the 999 moons instead of doing some themed streams. But I just kind of wanted to do them this week to get them back, to revitalize them and try out the new one and all that kind of stuff and get things rolling again. So it'll definitely, hopefully be picking up the following week in between. There is a Tipsy Kangaroo Naughty Puppet review show on the New Year's Eve, so there won't be a stream on that Tuesday. And we're not live streaming that one because there is not going to be... That one usually sells out, so there isn't any room in the theater to set up the live streaming stuff. So that is just going to be an off night for the streams. That would be a Tuesday night. But in the meantime, I will see you guys sometime between now and then. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. This has been a beautiful painting to add to the collection. So thank you guys. And have a good one. And thank you to my executive producers, Addictive Beaver and Leecho, who helped me create all of these things that we have here on the stream. Stroking Together with TipsyRoss, which we did tonight. Sunday Funday Monday that we just talked about. We're still working on a logo for Tuesday. Hello and Good Morning, which will be coming back sometime early next year. Tipsy Kangaroo's Naughty Puppet Review, and more. No farewell tour for Tipsy Kangaroo's Naughty Puppet Review. No farewell tour. Last episode was probably the last streamed episode for a while. And also thank you to my creative team and my moderators who help to keep things cool behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Darkside, who hung out with me last night for the first episode of Tuesday, does a lot of the graphical work on here. And Leecho, who's in here with a chat with us right now. Thank you guys, and have a good night.